Hello, everyone, and welcome. This is Ivan Jue. I teach business at Cerritos College. This module focuses on how businesses communicate with customers, build brand awareness, and maintain a positive public image. The goal of this module is to help you understand the purpose of advertising, learn the role of public relations, differentiate between advertising and PR, recognize different advertising media, and understand how companies build and protect their brand image. So with that, let's begin. Advertising is paid, non-personal communication from an identified sponsor that promotes a product, service, or idea. Advertising is paid by the advertiser, reaches many people at once, message is controlled by the company, and uses mass media or digital media. Advertising is usually the largest part of a company's promotional budget. Here are examples of advertising. The traditional methods are television commercials, radio ads, newspapers, magazines, and billboards. For digital versions, there's Google ads, Facebook ads, Instagram ads, TikTok ads, YouTube ads, and Spotify ads. For retail, there's store displays, flyers, and catalogs. So why is advertising important? Advertising helps companies, number one, increase brand awareness. Customers learn about the company. As an example, Nike introduces a new shoe line. Number two, inform customers. It explains the features, benefits, price, and availability. Number three, persuade customers. Convince customers to buy. As an example, Apple compares the newest iPhone to older models. Number four, remind customers. This is to keep the brand in customers' minds. Coca-Cola's holiday commercials, for example. Number five, build brand loyalty. Repeated advertising strengthens customer relationships. As an example, Disney advertising creates emotional connections. Advertising is paid communication messages used by businesses to promote products, services, or ideas to a target audience. The key characteristics are it's paid by an identified sponsor, there's non-personal communication, it's delivered through media such as TV, radio, newspapers, websites, social media, and billboards. It's designed to inform, persuade, or remind customers. Here's the advantages to advertising. Number one, reaches a large audience. One advertisement can reach millions of potential customers. Examples include Super Bowl TV commercials, YouTube advertisements, Facebook and Instagram ads, billboard advertisements. The benefit is that this builds brand awareness quickly. Number two, low cost per exposure. Although advertising can be expensive overall, the cost per person reached is relatively low when many people see the ad. As an example, a company spends $100,000 on a TV commercial. If 10 million people watch it, the cost per exposure is 100,000 divided by 10 million, which equals 1 penny per viewer. This makes advertising cost effective for large audiences. The disadvantages of advertising. For number one, it's fairly expensive. Advertising campaigns require significant investment. The costs include TV commercials, celebrity endorsements, video production, digital advertising, billboards. Large companies often spend millions of dollars each year on advertising. Two, it's non-personal. Advertising communicates to many people at once, not to individual customers. Because it is one-way communication, customers cannot ask questions immediately. The message cannot be customized for each individual. A television commercial cannot respond to customer concerns the way a salesperson can. Number 3, it's difficult to quickly change the message. Traditional advertisements are often difficult or expensive to modify once released. Examples are printed magazines, newspapers, billboards, television commercials. If there is an error or market conditions change, updating the advertisement may take time and incur additional costs. Digital advertising is more flexible, but still requires planning and approval. Number 4, it's difficult to measure how the message was received. Companies can measure views, clicks, impressions, website traffic. However, they cannot always determine whether customers understood the message, whether attitudes changed, why some people chose still not to buy. Because of this, companies often conduct customer surveys, focus groups, brand awareness studies, sales analysis to evaluate advertising effectiveness. Product advertisements are designed to promote a specific product or service and encourage customers to purchase it. The main goals are to promote a specific product, create brand awareness, differentiate the product from competitors, and increase sales. The characteristics are the focus on product features, benefits, price, quality, promotions, why the customers should buy. The message ultimately answers, why should you buy this product? Here's some examples. Apple introduces the new iPhone. The focus is on a better camera, faster processor, and longer battery life. Nike advertises a new running shoe. The message is, it's lightweight, comfortable, with better athletic performance. Coca-Cola with the Share a Coke campaign. The focus is on buying Coca-Cola. The product advertisement objectives are to increase sales, build product awareness, encourage product trial, and gain market share. On the other hand, institutional advertisements promote the company or organization itself rather than a specific product. The goal is to improve the company's reputation and public image. The main goals are to build a positive corporate image, increase public trust, demonstrate social responsibility, improve company reputation. So the message answers, why should you trust or support our company? The characteristics are company values, mission, community involvement, sustainability, corporate responsibility. The products themselves may not even be mentioned. As an example, for Google, on the advertising, they may state our commitment to privacy. No specific product is promoted. For Toyota, commercials may be about safety, innovation, environmental commitment, rather than selling one specific vehicle. For Disney, advertisements highlighting family values, magical experiences, community involvement, instead of promoting one movie. When companies use each type of product advertising, they tend to do this when they're launching a new product, increasing sales, responding to competitors, or promoting discounts. For institutional advertising, they use this when they're improving a company image, recovering after negative publicity, supporting community programs, demonstrating corporate social responsibility. Advertising plays an essential role in helping businesses communicate with customers. It not only increases sales, but also builds long-term relationships and strengthens a company's brand. Number 1, advertising assists in consumer awareness. Consumer awareness means making potential customers aware that a product, service, or brand exists. Advertising helps consumers learn about new products, product features, prices, promotions, and company values. As an example, Apple launches a new iPhone. Advertising informs consumers about new AI features, better camera, longer battery life. Without advertising, many customers would never know the product exists. The goal is to increase brand awareness. Number 2, retains customers through reminders. Advertising is not only for attracting new customers, it also reminds existing customers to continue purchasing. This is called reminder advertising. Examples include Coca-Cola's holiday commercials, McDonald's I'm Loving It campaign, Amazon Prime advertisements during holidays. Customers already know the brand, but reminders keep it at the top of their minds. This helps increase repeat purchases, customer loyalty, and brand recall. Number 3, demonstrates how the business aligns with customer values. Today's consumers often choose brands that reflect their own values. Advertising communicates company values such as environmental sustainability, diversity and inclusion, community involvement, ethical business practices, and innovation. As an example, Patagonia advertisements emphasize protecting the environment, recycling products, sustainable manufacturing. Customers who value environmental responsibility are more likely to support Patagonia. Another example, Nike advertisements often promote equality, determination, and diversity. These messages strengthen emotional connections with customers. The key is to deliver the right message at the right time. Successful advertising depends on the right audience, which means advertising to the people most likely going to buy the product. As an example, baby products for new parents. The right message, communicate benefits that matter to customers. An example would be a fitness watch advertisement that should emphasize health tracking, exercise monitoring, and sleep analysis rather than unrelated features. And the right time. Timing greatly affects advertising effectiveness. Examples would be back-to-school advertising in August, holiday shopping campaigns before Christmas, tax software advertisements before tax season, gym memberships advertised around New Year's. Poor timing often leads to lower sales. An advertising plan consists of 6 major decisions. Number 1, the objectives. Advertising objectives are the specific goals a company wants to achieve through its advertising campaign. Common objectives include increasing brand awareness, introducing a new product, increasing sales, gaining market share, improving company image, and encouraging repeat purchases. As an example, a coffee shop launches a new drink. The objective is to increase sales by 15% in 3 months. Good objectives are typically SMART, which is an acronym for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Number 2, the push or pull strategy. Companies must decide how to encourage customers to buy. The push strategy is where the company pushes products through distribution channels. The flow is going like this: the manufacturer to the wholesaler to the retailer and then to the customer. The methods include using salespeople, trade promotions, and retail incentives. As an example, Pepsi offers retailers discounts for displaying its products prominently. Pull strategy. The company advertises directly to consumers, so they request the product from retailers. The flow would go like this: from advertising to consumer demand to retailers that stock the product. Methods would be through TV commercials, social media ads, and influencer marketing. As an example, Apple advertises a new iPhone, leading customers to visit stores and ask for it. Number 3, budget. This is where the advertising budget is the amount of money allocated to the campaign. There's 3 budget methods. Percentage of sales. This is spending a fixed percentage of revenue. An example would be annual sales equaling $2 million. Advertising budget is 5%, so the budget would be $100,000. Competitive parity. This is matching the competitor's advertising spending. Objective and task. This is estimating the cost based on campaign goals. This is often considered the most logical method because spending is tied directly to objectives. Number 4, strategy. The advertising strategy answers, how will we communicate our message? It includes target audience, key message, media selection, advertising schedule, and creative approach. As an example, the target would be college students. Media would be Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. The message is affordable and healthy meals. Number 5, execution. Execution means putting the advertising plan into action. Activities include designing advertisements, producing videos, launching digital campaigns, buying media space, scheduling advertisements. An example would be Nike releasing TV commercials, YouTube ads, social media videos, billboard campaigns, all at the same time. Number 6, assessment. After the campaign, companies evaluate whether objectives were achieved. Common metrics include sales growth, website traffic, click-through rate, conversion rate, brand awareness, return on advertising spend, and customer engagement. As an example, a goal may be to increase website visitors by 20%. The actual result is that website traffic increased 25%. The campaign exceeded its objective. Here's a real-world example, Starbucks. The objective was to increase awareness of a new seasonal drink. With push or pull, primarily a pull strategy using social media and mobile app promotions would work. The budget would be to allocate funds for digital advertising and in-store displays. The strategy is to target coffee drinkers aged 18 to 35 through Instagram, TikTok, and email. For execution, launch advertisements, update the app, and place promotional signs in stores. For the assessment, the measurement is the sales of the seasonal drink, mobile app orders, social media engagement, and customer feedback. There are 4 major advertising objectives. Number 1, informative advertising provides customers with new information about a product, service, or company. It answers questions like, what is it? How does it work? What benefits does it offer? Where can I buy it? The purpose is to introduce new products, explain product features, educate consumers, and build initial awareness. As an example, Apple launches a new iPhone. The advertisement explains AI features, a better camera, longer battery life, faster processor. The goal is to inform, not necessarily persuade. Number 2, persuasive advertising. This encourages consumers to choose one brand over another. The purpose is to convince customers to buy. This is used during the growth stage and competitive markets. The focus is on benefits, quality, value, and emotional appeal. As an example, Nike has the Just Do It campaign. This encourages consumers to buy Nike because it represents motivation, performance, and achievement. Another example, Coca-Cola encourages consumers to choose Coke instead of another soft drink. Number 3, comparative advertising. This directly or indirectly compares one product with competitors. The purpose is to show why one brand is better. Comparison may include price, features, quality, performance, battery life, and speed. As an example, Samsung commercials comparing Galaxy phones with iPhones, or a toothpaste advertisement stating, our toothpaste removes 50% more plaque than brand X. In the US, comparative advertising is generally legal as long as the claims are truthful and can be substantiated. Number 4, reminder advertising. This reminds existing customers to continue purchasing a product. This is usually used during the maturity stage of the product lifecycle. The purpose is to maintain brand awareness, encourage repeat purchases, and increase customer loyalty. Examples include Coca-Cola holiday commercials, McDonald's I'm Loving It, Amazon Prime reminders before holiday shopping. Consumers already know the product. The advertisement simply keeps the brand in their minds. The push versus pull strategy. Advertising objectives also influence whether a company uses a push or pull strategy. The push strategy. The manufacturer promotes products to retailers and wholesalers. The flow goes like this: manufacturer to wholesaler to retailer and then to consumer. The tools are salespeople, trade discounts, dealer incentives, trade shows. As an example, Pepsi gives supermarkets promotional discounts to display Pepsi products. The manufacturer pushes products through the distribution channel. The pull strategy. This is where the manufacturer advertises directly to consumers. Consumers then request a product from retailers. The flow is from advertising to consumer demand and then to retailers. Tools include TV commercials, social media, Google Ads, YouTube, and influencers. As an example, Apple advertises the newest iPhone. Consumers visit stores asking for it. Retailers then order more inventory. Here's a real-world example. Tesla. The informative part is explaining new full self-driving features. Persuasive is highlighting superior acceleration and technology. Comparative is comparing driving range with competitors. The reminder is that to promote software updates and brand loyalty. There are 5 common budgeting approaches. Number 1, percent of sales method. The company spends a fixed percentage of current, past, or forecasted sales revenue on advertising. The formula is advertising budget equals sales times advertising percentage. So as an example, annual sales equals $8 million. Advertising budget equals 5%. So the budget is 8 million times 5%, which is 400,000. The company will spend 400,000 on advertising. Advantages are, it's very simple. It's easy to calculate. The budget grows with sales. It helps control spending. The disadvantages, though, is that sales determine advertising rather than advertising driving sales. It's difficult for new companies with low sales. It may reduce advertising when sales decline, when more advertising may actually be needed. Number 2, the all-you-can-afford method. The company pays all other expenses first and spends whatever money remains on advertising. The priority on rent, payroll, inventory, utilities, production, and so advertising receives the leftover funds. An example would be a small startup has a total budget of $300,000. Operating costs is $280,000, so the remaining is $20,000, which would be the advertising budget. The advantage is that it's safe for companies with limited cash and prevents overspending. Disadvantages, though, is that advertising is treated as an afterthought. The budget changes unpredictably, and it may not support long-term growth. Number 3, return on investment, or ROI method. The advertising budget is based on the expected financial return from the advertising campaign. The question is, if we spend $1, how much profit or revenue will we earn? So as an example, a company estimates advertising cost as $200,000. Expected additional profit is $600,000. The ROI equals 600,000 minus 200,000 divided by 200,000, which is 200%. If the expected return is attractive, the company proceeds with the campaign. The advantages are that this focuses on profitability, encourages efficient spending, and is easy to evaluate performance. However, the disadvantages are that it is difficult to predict future returns accurately. Some advertising benefits, such as brand awareness, are hard to measure. Number 4, competitive parity method. The company sets its advertising budget based on what competitors spend. The purpose is to maintain a similar competitive presence. So, as an example, suppose Nike spends $80 million, Adidas spends $75 million. A similar competitor may budget around the same amount to remain visible. The advantages would be that this helps avoid being outspent and maintains market competitiveness, but the disadvantages are that the competitors may not be making good budgeting decisions. It also ignores the company's own objectives and financial situation. Number 5, objective and task method. The company sets the advertising objectives, identifies the tasks needed to achieve them, estimates the cost of each task, adds the costs together to determine the budget, and so this is generally considered the most logical and strategic approach. As an example, here's an objective: increase brand awareness by 20%. The tasks are TV advertising at $180,000, social media campaign at $70,000, influencer marketing at $50,000. So the total budget is $180,000 plus $70,000 plus $50,000, which equals $300,000. So the advertising budget is $300,000. The advantages are that this is goal-oriented, strategic, flexible, and links spending directly to business objectives. Disadvantages, though, is that this is time-consuming, requires detailed planning, and can be difficult for small businesses. So which method is best? There is no single best method, but in marketing theory, objective and task is often considered the best because it ties the budget directly to marketing goals. The percent of sales is the most commonly used because it is simple and practical. ROI is popular with companies that carefully measure marketing performance. A good advertisement should answer, how do I grab attention? What am I selling? Why should customers care? What should they do next? There are 5 components for advertising. Number 1, headline. The headline is the first thing customers notice. Its job is to grab attention, make people stop scrolling or reading, and encourage them to continue reading. Example, buy one, get one free. Other examples, 50% off today only. New iPhone available now. Free shipping on all orders. Limited time offer. The characteristics of a good headline: short, clear, interesting, benefit focused. Number 2, subheading. The subheading supports the headline by giving more details. It explains what the offer means, why it's valuable, additional information. As an example, the headline is buy one, get one free. Subheading is buy a couch, get a matching recliner free. The headline attracts attention. The subheading explains the offer. Number 3, copy. The copy provides detailed information. It answers questions such as, what is a product? Why is it better? What benefits does it provide? And why should I buy it? So as an example, add a stylish, new, comfortable look to your living room with our rich brown couch and recliner made from soft Chanel fabric and built to last for generations. This tells customers style, comfort, quality, and durability. A good copy should focus on customer benefits, be persuasive, be easy to read, and avoid unnecessary details. Number 4, images. Pictures make advertisements more attractive and easier to understand. Images should show the product, demonstrate its use, create emotions, and reinforce the message. As an example, a family relaxing on a new couch while watching television. The image helps customers imagine themselves using the product. Number 5, call to action. The call to action tells customers exactly what to do next. Without a CTA, customers may not take action. As an example, come to our showroom today to select your couch. Other examples, buy now, shop today, order online, sign up today, download the app, learn more, Call now. A CTA should create urgency and clearly direct the customer. Here's a real-world example for Apple. The headline is, "Meet the new iPhone." The subheading is, "The fastest and most powerful iPhone ever." The copy is, "Features include an improved camera, longer battery life, AI capabilities, and a stunning display." The image is a high-quality image of the latest iPhone. The CTA is, "Pre-order today." Choosing advertising media means deciding where your advertisement will appear. Example of advertising media include television, radio, newspapers, magazines, websites, social media, YouTube, podcasts, billboards, and email marketing. Marketers evaluate each medium using 4 criteria. Number 1, reach. Reach is the number of different people who see or hear an advertisement. Think of it as how many unique people does the ad reach. As an example, a Super Bowl commercial may reach over 100 million viewers. A local newspaper advertisement may reach only 20,000 readers. Higher reach means more potential customers that become aware of the product. Number 2, frequency. Frequency is how many times the same person sees the advertisement. One exposure is usually not enough. People often need to see an ad several times before remembering it. As an example, you see a Nike commercial on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. You've seen it 3 times, so the frequency is 3 exposures. Why frequency matters. Repeated exposure helps customers remember the brand, trust the company, increase purchase intention, and so marketing research often suggests that multiple exposures improve brand recall. Number 3, impact. Impact is the strength or effectiveness of the advertisement. It answers, how memorable is the advertisement? Some media create stronger emotional reactions than others. High impact examples: Super Bowl commercials, Apple product launch videos, Disney movie trailers, interactive online videos. Lower impact examples would include small classified newspaper ads and tiny banner advertisements. Number 4, engagement. Engagement measures how much customers interact with advertisement. So instead of just seeing it, customers click, like, comment, share, watch, subscribe, and purchase. An example would be an Instagram ad. The customers can like, comment, share, and save, click shop now, and so this creates a high engagement. With traditional TV, customers simply watch. There's little interaction, which means lower engagement. Here's a real-world example. Coca-Cola. The reach is commercials on TV, YouTube, billboards, and social media. There's very high reach. Spotify. It shows the same ad repeatedly while you listen to music. There's high frequency. Apple. Product launch videos are usually visually impressive. There's high impact. Advertising is not just about creating an ad. It also involves testing and measuring its effectiveness. There are 2 stages: pre-testing, which is before launch, and post-testing, which is after launch. Number 1, pre-testing. Pre-testing means evaluating an advertisement before it is released to the public. The purpose is to identify problems, improve the advertisement, avoid wasting money on ineffective ads. Think of it as a practice test before the real exam. Types of pre-testing. A, portfolio test. Consumers view several advertisements and are later asked which ones they remember. The purpose is to measure the attention, recall, and interest. As an example, a company asks and shows 10 ads to consumers and later asks, which brands do you remember? If most people remember Nike, the ad is effective. B, jury test. A group of experts or potential customers reviews the advertisement and gives opinions. The purpose is to evaluate the appeal, persuasiveness, design, and message clarity. So as an example, before launching a new commercial, Coca-Cola asked a focus group, which version do you like better? The preferred version is selected. C. The theater test. Consumers watch advertisements in a theater-like environment before a movie or video. Researchers observe reactions. The purpose is to measure interest, emotional response, and purchase intention. As an example, Disney tests a movie trailer before showing it nationwide. Why pre-testing matters. Without pre-testing, a company might spend millions on an advertisement that customers dislike or don't understand. Number 2, post-testing. Post-testing measures how successful the advertisement was after it has been launched. It answers questions like, did the customers remember the ad? Did they like it? Did sales increase? Types of post-testing. A. Aided recall. Customers are given clues to help them remember the advertisement. As an example, do you remember seeing Apple's commercial during the Super Bowl? The clue helps them recall it. B. Unaided recall. Customers are asked to remember advertisements without any hints. As an example, which smartphone advertisements have you seen recently? If many people answer Apple, the ad had strong brand recall. C. Attitude test. This measures how customers feel about the advertisement or brand. Questions might include, did you enjoy the ad? Was it believable? Would you buy the product? The purpose is to evaluate customer opinions and perceptions. D. The inquiry test. This measures how many customers respond after seeing the advertisement. Examples include phone calls, website visits, QR code scans, emails, coupon downloads. If responses increase, the advertisement is generating interest. E. Sales test. This measures whether the advertisement actually increased sales. As an example, a company spends $100,000 on advertising. Before the campaign, 1,000 products sold. After the campaign, 1,500 products sold. Sales increased by 50%, suggesting the campaign was effective. There are 5 key metrics in measuring success. Number 1, brand recognition. Brand recognition is the ability for customers to identify a brand when they see or hear it. Customers recognize the logo, the name, packaging, colors, and slogan. As an example, you see the Apple logo. Without seeing the word Apple, you immediately know the company. That is brand recognition. Why does it matter? High brand recognition means customers are more likely to trust the company, consider buying a product, remember the brand during purchase decisions. Number 2, brand awareness. Brand awareness measures how familiar customers are with a brand. It answers, do customers know this brand exists? Unlike recognition, awareness does not require seeing the logo. As an example, ask someone, name 3 soft drink companies. If they answer Coca-Cola, Pepsi, Sprite, these brands then have high brand awareness. Number 3, impressions or ad views. An impression is each time an advertisement is displayed. What's important is that an impression does not mean someone clicked or purchased. It only means the advertisement appeared on a screen. As an example, a YouTube advertisement is shown 100,000 times. The impressions is 100,000, even if only 5,000 people clicked. Why impressions matter? Higher impressions generally mean more exposure, more opportunities to influence customers. However, impressions alone do not guarantee success. Number 4, conversion rate. The conversion rate measures the percentage of people who take the desired action after seeing an advertisement. Desired actions include buying a product, signing up, downloading an app, registering, and subscribing. The formula is conversion rate equals number of conversions divided by number of visitors or clicks, multiplied by 100%. An example would be an advertisement receives 1,000 website visitors, 50 purchases, and so the conversion rate is 50 divided by 1,000 equals 5%. Number 5, return on ad spend. The return on ad spend measures how much revenue is earned for every dollar spent on advertising. It answers, was the advertising investment profitable? So the formula is return on ad spend equals revenue from advertising divided by advertising cost. So as an example, the advertising cost is $10,000, revenue generated is $50,000, so the return on ad spend is 5. This means for every dollar spent on advertising, it generated $5 in revenue. So why does the return on ad spend matter? Companies use the ROAS to decide whether to increase advertising, change advertising strategy, and stop ineffective campaigns. The 3 KPIs are impressions, conversions, and return on ad spend. Number 1, impressions. An impression is counted every time an advertisement is displayed, whether or not someone clicks on it. The formula is impressions equal the total number of times the advertisement is shown. There is no calculation unless data is provided. Here's an example. A YouTube advertisement is shown 250,000 times. The impressions equal 250,000. Remember, an impression does not equal a click. People may see the advertisement without interacting with it. Number 2, conversions. A conversion happens when someone completes the desired action. Examples include buying a product, signing up for an account, downloading an app, registering for a newsletter. The formula is conversion rate equals conversions divided by visitors or clicks times 100%. As an example, advertisement clicks equal 500, purchases equal 20. Conversion rate is 20 divided by 500, which is 4%. Number 3, return on ad spend, or ROAS. ROAS tells us how much revenue is earned for every dollar spent on advertising. So the formula is ROAS equals revenue from advertising divided by advertising cost. So as an example, advertising cost equals $10,000. Revenue equals $60,000. The ROAS equals 60,000 divided by 10,000, or 6. So every dollar spent produced $6 in revenue. Public relations, or PR, is the management of communication between an organization and its various publics, which would include customers, employees, investors, government, media, and communities, to build and maintain a positive image. Unlike advertising is paid communication. Public relations is usually unpaid publicity that's earned through media and public exposure. So why is public relations important? PR helps organizations build a positive reputation, increase credibility, gain public trust, strengthen relationships with customers, and handle crises and protect the company's image. As an example, Apple introduces a new product. The advertising is Apple pays for TV commercials and YouTube ads. Public relations would show that technology news websites voluntarily report on launch, giving Apple free publicity. The tools of public relations include, number 1, press releases. These are official announcements sent to news organizations. So as an example, Tesla announces a new factory. Disney announces a new movie. Number 2, press conferences. The company executives answer questions from journalists. As an example, CEO introducing a new product. Number 3, events and sponsorships. Companies sponsor sports events, charity events, community programs. As an example, Nike sponsors the Olympics. Number 4, social media communication. This would be using platforms like Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, to communicate directly with customers. Number 5, community relations. This is supporting local communities through donations, volunteer work, scholarships. So Starbucks supporting local schools as an example. Number 6, crisis management. This is responding quickly when something goes wrong. Examples include product recalls, food contamination, data breaches. The goal is to protect the company's reputation. Here are the advantages of public relations. Number 1, high credibility. People trust news stories more than advertisements. As an example, a newspaper article about Tesla may seem more believable than a paid commercial. Number 2, lower cost. Many PR activities receive free media coverage, reducing promotional costs. 3, it builds long-term reputation. PR helps create a positive brand image over time. As an example, Patagonia is known for environmental responsibility because of its PR efforts. Number 4, wide reach. News stories can spread quickly through TV, newspapers, social media, online news. There are disadvantages of public relations. Number 1, no control. The company cannot control whether the media publishes the story, how the story is presented. Number 2, it's difficult to measure. Unlike advertising, it is harder to calculate the sales generated and the exact return on investment. Number 3, negative publicity. Bad news spreads quickly. As an example, product recalls or scandals can damage a company's reputation. Number 4, results are uncertain. PR efforts do not guarantee media attention or positive coverage. Here's an example. For Coca-Cola, the advertising is the Christmas commercials and social media ads. Public relations would be the community cleanup programs, sustainability reports, and charitable donations. Public relations is the process of creating and maintaining a positive image between an organization and the public. The goal is to earn publicity, which is not paid for. So what is publicity? Publicity is information about a company or product that appears in the media without the company paying for advertising space or time. Examples include newspaper articles, TV news reports, magazine stories, online news, social media discussions. As an example, a news station reports that Apple has released a new iPhone. Apple didn't pay for that news report. That is publicity. Publicity can be used to bring awareness. One purpose of PR is to make more people aware of a company, a product, a service, and an event. As an example, Nike sponsors a marathon. The local news reports the event. Thousands of people see Nike's name without Nike buying an advertisement. The result is higher brand awareness and positive company image. Publicity can be used as damage control. Another important role of PR is crisis management or damage control. When something goes wrong, PR helps protect the company's reputation. Examples include product recalls, data breaches, food contamination, customer complaints, environmental accidents. The PR team explains what happened, apologizes if necessary, announces corrective actions, and rebuilds public trust. Here's an example for Johnson & Johnson. This is the Tylenol crisis in 1982. In 1982, several people died after taking tampered Tylenol capsules. The company immediately recalled products nationwide, warned customers, cooperated with authorities, introduced tamper-proof packaging. The strong PR response helped restore public confidence. There are 5 major PR tools. Number 1, press relations. Press relations involve working with the news media to gain favorable publicity. The goal is to get positive news coverage without paying for advertising. Activities include press releases, press conferences, interviews, media kits, and news announcements. As an example, Apple invites journalists to a product launch. News outlets publish articles about the new iPhone. Apple receives extensive publicity without buying advertisements. Number 2, public affairs. Public affairs involves maintaining good relationships with the community, government, and the public. The goal is to demonstrate that the company is responsible corporate citizen. Activities include community service, charity donations, environmental programs, educational sponsorships, and volunteer programs. Starbucks has supported local schools and environmental initiatives. This improves the company's public image. Number 3, lobbying. Lobbying means communicating with government officials and lawmakers to influence legislation or regulations that affect the organization. The purpose is to protect or advance the company's interests. Activities include meeting legislators, providing expert information, supporting proposed laws, opposing regulations. As an example, a technology company lobbies for laws that encourage innovation or protect intellectual property. Number 4, events. Companies organize or sponsor events to increase visibility and strengthen relationships with customers and the community. Types of events. These include product launches, charity runs, trade shows, sports sponsorships, community festivals. As an example, Nike sponsors a marathon. Participants associate Nike with health and fitness, improving brand image. Number 5, digital media or social media marketing. Organizations use online platforms to communicate directly with the public and build relationships. The platforms include Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, YouTube. The activities include responding to customer questions, sharing company news, managing crises, posting educational content, and live streaming events. So when a company faces criticism online, its PR team responds quickly on social media to explain the situation and reassure customers. Here's a real-world example. Disney. Press relations for Disney. Announcing new attractions to news outlets, events, hosts movie premieres and fan events. Social media. Shares park updates and engages with guests. Here are the advantages of PR. Increasing brand credibility. People generally trust news stories and media coverage more than advertisements. Since publicity is earned rather than paid, it appears more objective. As an example, a newspaper writes a positive article about Tesla's new technology. Consumers are more likely to believe the news article than a paid advertisement. So the result is higher credibility. Number 2, increasing sales and leads. Positive publicity can attract new customers and increase demand. As an example, a restaurant is featured on a popular TV food show. The next week, more customers visit. Reservations increase. Sales increase. PR indirectly increases sales. Number 3, positive brand image. PR helps build a favorable reputation and long-term customer trust. As an example, Patagonia donates to environmental causes and promotes sustainability. Customers view Patagonia as an environmentally responsible company. This positive image encourages customer loyalty. Number 4, cost effectiveness. PR is often less expensive than large advertising campaigns because companies are earning media exposure rather than purchasing it. As an example, a startup sends a press release that gets featured on several technology news websites. Instead of spending $100,000 on advertising, the company gains valuable publicity at a much lower cost. There are disadvantages, however. Number 1, no direct control. Once the media receives your story, you cannot control what they publish, how they present it, which parts they emphasize. As an example, a company announces a new product. The news focuses on previous customer complaints instead of the new product features. The company cannot control the final story. Number 2, lack of guaranteed results. Sending a press release does not guarantee media coverage. Journalists decide whether the story is newsworthy. As an example, a company launches a new product and distributes a press release. If the media ignores it, the company receives no publicity. Number 3, difficulty evaluating effectiveness. It is harder to measure PR success than advertising. With advertising, companies can easily track the clicks, impressions, conversions, and sales. With PR, it is more difficult to determine exactly how much media coverage contributed to customer purchases or reputation. So here's a real-world example. Apple product launch. For the advertising, Apple buys TV commercials. Apple controls every word and image. Public relations, technology journalists review the new iPhone. YouTubers publish reviews. News organizations report on the launch. Consumers often trust these independent reviews more than Apple's advertisements. There are 3 major ethical concerns. Number 1, truth in advertising and selective truth-telling. What is truth in advertising? Companies should provide accurate, honest, and non-misleading information about their products or services. False or deceptive advertising is unethical and in many cases illegal. Here's an example that is ethical. A sunscreen that states SPF 50 that helps protect against UVB rays. This is factual and supported by testing. What is selective truth-telling? A company tells only the positive facts while leaving out important negative information. The statements may be technically true, but they can still mislead consumers. As an example, a phone company advertises unlimited data, but the advertisement hides that speeds are reduced after 30 gigabytes. Although unlimited data is technically true, omitting the speed limit can mislead customers. Another example, a cereal box that says made with whole grains, but it also contains large amounts of added sugar. The company highlights one positive fact while ignoring another important fact. Number 2, advertising to children or vulnerable audiences. Some groups may have difficulty recognizing persuasive advertising. Examples include children, elderly people, individuals with limited financial knowledge, people with certain disabilities. These groups deserve additional protection. Why is this an ethical concern? Young children often cannot distinguish between entertainment and advertising. They may believe if it's on TV, it must be true. As an example, a toy commercial shows children having the best day ever. The toy appears much larger and more exciting than it actually is. Children may pressure parents to buy it based on unrealistic expectations. Here's a financial services example. Advertisements promising get rich quickly. This may target people experiencing financial hardship. Such claims can be misleading and unethical. Number 3, advertising harmful products. Companies should consider the potential impact of promoting products that may harm consumers or society. Examples include cigarettes, alcohol, gambling, high sugar foods, and vaping products. As an example, a cigarette advertisement showing only attractive, healthy people while ignoring health risks would raise ethical concerns. Many countries now restrict or prohibit tobacco advertising because of these concerns. The ethical advertising principles. Ethical marketers should tell the truth, avoid misleading claims, respect vulnerable audiences, clearly disclose important information, and promote products responsibly. And so now we've come to the end of this lecture. Thank you, everyone. I hope you all have found this useful. Please be sure to reach out to me if you have any questions. Take care, and I'll see you on the next video. Goodbye for now.